Okay. Alright, you slags. I think I've got that working. I do have a slight confession. This is my second go at this video. My first one, I did the full breakdown of transfers and things for you. It was quite a traumatic transfer period, I'm sure you're aware. And then there was a little break until we were playing Real Madrid away. I thought, brilliant. I'll just pause it and then I'll pick that back up. And then I forgot entirely to press record again. So I went on my merry way. Went through the Real Madrid game with you both, and hadn't really recorded any of it. So I may have made a bit of a tit out of myself. Sort of weeping and squealing during that game, but that's fine. I don't mind. So I'm here again, take two. On the plus side, I have since watched Jamie's video, so I can do a bit of feedback for Jamie, because his video seems to be going very well. I'm very impressed. I did note a couple of things down actually, which I was impressed with during Jamie's video. Ollie Lee, good to see that he's been dropped. Not a big fan of him. Halliday was the other one that I wanted to criticise because I didn't really like him, but he looks like he plays quite well. So, can't be too angry at him. It's good to see that you're finally fully on board with wing backs, because let's be honest, obviously apart from being the greatest, they're doing you pretty bloody well. 2 consecutive promotions and now you're 4th, so it wouldn't be completely ridiculous to suggest 3 in a row, all of them with wing backs. So yeah, keep up the good wing back work. There was a couple of players I picked out. One, let's have a look. One of them was Iliev, that Bulgarian. He looks good, but he's not scoring, which is an issue. I imagine he'll go one of 2 ways. He'll either never ever score. He didn't look like he'd scored many previously, or he'll get one and then just turn into the boss and score hatfuls. One player I really liked was Redshaw, the other striker. I like that you signed him, having done really well in the league below last year. So now he's got his chance to go one better, and judging by his finish in that game, he's taking that chance. He could be the next Jamie Vardy, that guy. Obviously, but you want him to stay with the Gateshead the whole time, not move to Leicester. But still, I reckon he could be the man. He scored hatfuls last year. He's obviously scoring again this year, which is good. Who else? Ethan Robson. He is from my Leeds go. I signed him, and my Leeds go. He's got a Champions League winners medal. Ethan Robson. So you hang on to him if you can. Would be my recommendation. He is going to win the Champions League with you, because I assume that's what happens in each game. So hang on to him if you can. He's quality. And Isgrove is the winger from our when we're at Southampton with Lovelock on FIFA. That's where you've heard him before, because he's super rapid, fast, and it made it easier to play with Lovelock, didn't it? Which is where he's from. That's where you recognise the name from. So yeah, I think you'll stay up, mate. I think you'll do all right. Don't be worried about that. The other bit, obviously, is Alicia's priceless interruption. Sorry to your video. It's good to see that you still don't flush the toilet. It's very nice, very nice of her to let us know. Oh, that bit was so good. That's probably, of all the videos, I can just picture. Of all the videos, that is the best bit, because I can just picture Alicia being annoyed with you. Just stood over your shoulder because you were so eager to come and do a video that you couldn't be bothered to flush the toilet or turn the light off. So yeah, well done, mate. That's a brilliant touch. I might try and annoy Kim in one of mine and get her to come in. That's so good. So that was your video. Pubs seems, I don't know, I don't know what to say. It seems like a bit of a waste of time, to be honest. I think it's a bit of a waste of time. I think Alright, you're doing pretty solidly on yours as well, which is always good to hear. What? Oh shit! One sec. Alright, sorry, my phone was ringing. That's fine. It's not important. So back to Lisbon. Yeah. So quite a trauma. I don't know what the best way to do this is. Just go through the transfer history, shall we? So we'll start with those who left, shall we? Quite an extensive. 98 million's worth of players out through the door. So released quite a lot from Sporting B. Rossell went to Olympiacos. I think we got 3 million, 3 million. And then it's quite quickly unfolded for the rest of these players, as you can see by the dates. All sort of went a bit wappy. Carvalho, I mean, his mentors are, well, awesome. Mental and he's strong. So it was a bit of a tough one to let him go, especially because he's getting better as well. But there was always going to be a casualty, and he didn't quite fit. So he's gone to PSG. He's playing there for them. I'm sure he's going to be happy. But 32.5 million, I couldn't really turn down, especially that we were 40 odd million. I think it was 46 in the end in debt. So he was a big casualty of that. He was on quite big wages as well. The midget Andre Martins, whilst he's a good playmaker, physically not good enough, and he's a moany little bitch, so he's gone, even though he was homegrown, which always pains me. I mean, he played pretty well, but didn't like him. So he's gone. Jonathan Silva at left back. Oh, look how good he is. Wanted to go ever since I arrived, so not a bad little profit on him, to be honest. Well, 10 times the amount I signed him for, so I can't be too annoyed about that. Again, wanted to go, and his wages are just insane. So if I did actually offer him a new contract and he turned it down, I think that was on like 65. But I'm glad he did, really, because I can't be paying someone that much. Figueiredo, he went. He's just not good enough, is he? Really? I mean, he's okay, but he wanted his first team football, and I can understand that. He's 22. He's got to move on. Slavchev was an interesting one because the bidding for him started at like 2 million, but there was about, I think at one point there was 35 clubs offering for him, which instantly made me think perhaps I shouldn't be selling him, but I needed to. And what I was doing that trick where you get loads of bids and you accept one and reject all the others, and then offer them out for a bit more, and then let's say like 30 clubs offered for the next, and then accepted one of the highest bids, and then rejected all the others, and then offered him again for a bit more. And he got to 8 million, and he agreed with, I can't remember where he was going. I think it was in the Prem somewhere. He was going for 8 million, and then he didn't agree terms with them. So I had to start all over and over again. And I just cheekily went 10 million, and everyone offered like 2 million, like they'd started the last time, apart from Dynamo Kiev, who went straight in at 10. So there he went off. He was my yeah. I was pretty happy to get that much money for him, to be honest. I mean, he's pretty good. He is pretty good, but he hadn't really played for me. And again, I had other targets in mind at this point. Lion went. I mean, he's okay, but he's an average Portuguese right back, isn't he? He's not going to do too much. Carlos Mane wanted to leave because I never played him. So he went to Valencia, which is a pretty good move for him. Again, another homegrown. He did play well for us, but not often. And another one who, if you didn't play him for like 2 weeks, would moan and moan and moan. And then another big one, obviously, was Lacazette going. Oh, crap. Lacazette going. I mean, he's good and he's played class for us. He was on his way to Arsenal. Gone to Tottenham in the end. I mean, it breaks me, but then I see the money involved, and you think, it's just I've gained £13 million for 15 goals, so when you look at it that way, it's not all doom and gloom. And then went on another releasing spree when players started coming back in from loans and stuff like that. I mean, there's just loads. It's ridiculous. Amount of players, and then Freddie Montero left on a free. He's now worth 11 million, but he wouldn't sign a contract, so not really a lot I could do. I was offering him a lot more money than that as well, prick. So that's annoying. He'll no doubt be good for Ajax. I don't begrudge Ajax, but it would have been nice for him to stay because he was good. He played well last year, but I don't know. I feel as a squad striker, someone who can come on and finish. He's so good off the ball as well. I thought, oh well, if buts and maybes, eh? So yeah, £98 million worth, and a lot of them on freeze as well. So that has cleared out a lot of the what I would call deadwood. So that left me with a bit of money to spend. I think I've got like 7 million left, which has meant that at the end of the window I was rejecting bids for João Mario and Silva as well, because I've restructured. We're back on a sensible footing financially, so we don't need to sell anyone else. Not this year, at least. Might have to sell one at the end of next year even, to keep us above, because we just seem to be bleeding money from somewhere, and I can't really work out where. Our wages aren't high, and we have 38,000 season ticket holders. I don't really know where all the money disappears to, but we've got a bit of prize money for winning the league and stuff last year, so hopefully better. Anyway, so the money I did have, I spent 19 and got all these players. Ivan Ordets, obviously I've shown you before, on a free. Probably the best signing anyone has ever made. I don't mean to brag, but probably the best player in the world. Especially for a free. He's big, he's strong, he can do all defensive stuff. He will not be going anywhere ever. And I did stick to a slightly Ukrainian theme. Bear with it, because you'll see how good Eugene Selin is as a replacement for Jonathan Silva. Come on, load. As a left back, he's a pretty good attacking left back, nice and cheap. He's a big lad, and he can even play midfield. He probably won't play midfield, but as a fullback attack, he's going to be getting forward and whipping some of them crosses in, which is what we want. A good age, good experience. Yeah, really pleased with him, especially for 3.6 million as well. Not really playing at Kiev, so he's got a chance now to kick on. Silvio as a backup right back. On free. I think he's played in Portugal recently. Yeah, was away at Atletico. Oh no, he was at Atletico and he'd been on loan at Benfica for a couple of years. But he knows the division and he was on free, and it was relatively cheap wages. So he'll come in as a backup. He's pretty solid. Obviously, the big signing, big Alvaro Morata. He's the target man. He's the big lump up top. Well, he's not even that big a lump. He can shift for a big lump. It's quick. He can finish. He can head. He's big and strong. Everything that you want in a target man. So we have got a few tactical tweaks that bring him into it. He's my biggest earner, I think. Not surprising. Him and Kondogbia are up there. And I mentioned Hellenius, or Hellenius, however you want to say it. I'm trying to train him as a target man, even though he can't head, because he's a big lump as well. And then I have signed on loan a further big lump, Richie Boakia. He's from Africa, and he's a big lump who can head, and has scored a couple of goals as well already, so we've got options up top. Here is the mystery left winger, Kingsley Coman on loan. What a signing that is. He scored 3 so he got his hat-trick on his debut. He's playing out left. He's just a little bit something different, and he is French. Never had him before. Complete unknown quantity, really. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on. I reckon I'll be able to sign him afterwards because he's not playing at Juve, and I know he gets awesome. So I'm going to try to keep him because I like him. I think he's good. Other loan signings, Ruben Vezo. I've looked at him a few times with my centre back issues, but I've got him as cover now for Mestre and my big Ukrainian dude whose name I forgot, Audets. John Orango, always sign him. See, he's class. He's 18 and he's Colombian, which is also good. So he's playing back up in midfield as well. Ooh, what's that? And then a few more loan signings. Well, in fact, Fede Katavia, which is what I was telling you about yesterday. Look at him! Look at that, he's class. He can dribble, he can pass, he can do all manner of things. So he's another one I'm looking at maybe signing permanently after his loan. And then my other Ukrainian. I have 3 Ukrainians, and here is the other one. Dmitro Grucheskin, yeah, him. He's playing back up, box to box. So when Adrian doesn't play, he plays. He hasn't really got the stamina to do it week in, week out. But who has, let's be honest. But he can do everything else pretty solidly. I paid a bit of money for him, which I didn't really want to do, but I needed bodies at the time. So he is one of the bodies, and he's played well to start off with. So again, good age, good international, so he's pretty solid. Have I been through everyone of interest? The rest are mainly just youngsters that I've brought in. I did sign Jeremy Bogut, but I got rid of him straight away because Coleman arrived, and I was paying all of his wages or something ridiculous, and I didn't want to do that. So that is where all the money went. Murata easily the most high profile, but my 2 Ukrainians as well cost me a bit. But that is really it. That's all I've brought in. I know it looks like a lot of names, but it's mostly freebies and loans. Only really 3 signings of any note, and selling Murata and Grucheskin. Compared to the outgoings, but the outgoings did mean that I could hold on to the vast majority of my stars, João Mario and Bernardo Silva being the 2 that could potentially have gone, but I can hold on for another year, at least. And this leaves us with this formation then. So I've got my attacking fullback, Cedric still there, Kondogbia, Adrian, João Mario playing in midfield. He can, but I've not been training him to play out wide anymore. So he's playing down the middle. And so instead of a winger on the left wing, I'm playing him as an advanced playmaker. Now, I've never really done it from out wide before. I prefer to have one central, but I've had a little play around with it. He basically starts there, but as soon as we get the ball, he goes in behind. So he actually plays really narrow, and I set him up to play a bit narrower, as it is. So, as I do with these 2. So these 2 basically play. He basically goes up front, and Silva goes in behind him, and then I've got my 2 fullbacks who bomb on. So it actually works quite nicely. I was worried that he'd be a little bit... him and Mario are probably my best players, so I wanted them to go up and help. So that works pretty well. And then I've got a few, spare bodies that I can use. This Tormin lad looks okay just for a kid. He looks alright as an inside forward, doesn't he? So he's got a bit of learning to do. I'm going to put him in Sporting B actually at some point. I'm going to take over Sporting B now that I've sorted them out a bit. They haven't got many bodies, but I've sorted them out, so they should be okay. Maybe after another transfer window. So yeah, it's quite a nice big squad, and I'm very happy with it because I think we're probably better than we were before we made all that money. The problem is I don't think it's going to be long term because I think I'm probably going to have to sell one of those 2 next year, or even Kondogbia might have to go. We'll see how money goes. So that was like the first half of my video last time. Why didn't I just use that half of the video and do 2 videos? Oh well, forget that. It's done now, isn't it? Because this was the game I was going to play. The new look Sporting went away to Real Madrid and won playing that system. Now we played that exact system just on counter attack, which means they had a lot of shots and a lot more possession. Oh, there we are, yeah, backs up. And we gave away quite a lot of fouls. Yellow card. But how can we just see the highlights? Let's just do the goals. Because I would like to point out James Rodriguez's goal. I've never seen anything like it, especially in 2D. It looks more mental in 2D than it does in 3D. This is us finally making a mark in Europe. I think we beat Copenhagen at home in our first game. That's only the second time we've won in the Champions League. So that was a good one, and then this is our 3rd win in the Champions League ever. Oh, by ever I mean when I'm in charge. So we're finally making some progress in Europe, which is nice. This is our first goal, I believe. Yeah, first goal. Away at Real Madrid. I can't really remember what happened. It was all a bit of a blur last night. But Adrian does a bit. Cedric does a bit. Oh, then Silva pops up. You see what I mean about him? Or he sort of just goes in the middle. Like he hadn't even bothered to come all the way back across. So, yeah, pleased with that. That put us 1-0 up. This is James Rodriguez's goal. Bosh! How far away? Like, I mean, it comes off, it nearly goes back to the corner flag before it goes in. Look. And then, you can't defend against that. It's a ridiculous goal, that. So yeah, I was like, oh shit, maybe the fun's over, but we stuck at it, and then oh god, this is a long highlight, we can skip this. I still think we can skip a bit more. You see what I mean about Silva? He's always popping up everywhere, he's all over the gaff. Just keeps turning up. Starts on the left, and then just comes inside, people can't tend to live with him. Off Morata, and then Mario bursting forward from midfield, in off the post. There was much pandemonium, much shouting, all of which I thought was being recorded. However, it was just me jumping around being a complete goon. And that was that. Smash and grab, really. I mean, I wouldn't say we're outplayed for chances, but, you know, 2-1 win. So that was the game. I'm sorry, it's not really much of a video for looking at things for you, or anything, any real exciting live action. It's more just letting you know what's happened. So yeah, I want more updates from you guys. Let me know what you think of the remodeled squad and its formation. Long-term target is still Isco from Real Madrid. If, say, one of those two was to leave, or both probably, he would be the man that I'll be after. I've still got Borja Bagheera, by the way. I mean, he's pretty average, or he can finish a game. He's pretty average. He might leave at the end of the year. We'll see how he gets on, because he's got competition now from the likes of Katabia and Coman. So we'll see how they get on, but I've got a few more options than I used to have, which I like. So yeah, hopefully hear from you both soon. Have good ones. I'll catch you up later.